Mathematics learners, welcome to Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. On today's video tutorial, guys, we are going to be diving deeper into the topic of taxation, right? And I'm going to be focusing more on what rebates are, what does tax threshold mean, and I'm going to be focusing on how the rebates, right, affect the total amount of tax, right, that a person will have to pay. And before starting any topic, it's very important that we basically define what it is that we're actually talking about in this topic. What is taxation, guys, right?
So taxation is a term that is used for when a taxing authority imposes financial obligations to its citizens, right? So when a person basically pays tax, right, the government goes into your salary and takes a particular percentage of the salary so that the government can cover particular goods and services that the government provides for the citizens of the country, right? So when a person gets taxed, right, they look at the tax brackets that your income falls into, and a certain percentage is taken by the government depending on the tax bracket that your income falls in, right? And that money is basically used to pay for goods and services of the citizens of that country, right?
The amount that a person pays, right, towards their tax is affected by a number of factors, right? It is affected by the salary that a person earns per annum, okay? Because if we know how much a person earns per annum, right, then we are able to basically determine the tax bracket, right, that a person falls in, right? And that will basically help us determine the rate of tax that they would then have to pay. Okay, right? So how much a person earns, right, helps us determine the amount of tax that they need to basically pay. Okay, what else also affects how much tax a person will basically have to pay is the rebates, okay, right? And in this case, right, a person's age helps us determine, okay, what type of rebates they basically qualify for, right? And then once we are able to basically determine the type of rebates that a person qualifies for, then we are able to basically subtract that from the tax that